No.
Well, what other stuff happens? You just feel things?
Me?
Yeah. You feel presences?
Yeah, shit gets moved, things happen. Yeah.
You are not being very specific.
Because it's just normal stuff to me.
To you.
It's not, you never had any of this stuff happen to you in your whole entire
Until
life?
I met you.
I'm sorry. Really? You've never had...
That was terrifying. That's why I cried on the floor. And we were drinking.
And we were drinking.
When all the pictures moved to the side.
Yeah.
That was creepy. Did that stuff like that happen at your house?
Yeah.
A lot?
I don't know.
Mm.
Things haven't really happened much. Like, I turned off my feelings and stuff like that because it just got overwhelming. And so you just turn it off and live a normal life and not have to feel things like that.
Like scared?
It's not... Sometimes it could be scary, but it's just a feeling of something is there and pick up their feelings and their emotions. Just like what happened at the antique store when I fucking got overwhelmed and I had to go to the bathroom because I was sick to my stomach from just feeling so much. I don't know. It's just stuff happens.
So I'm not going to take you to the Winchester Mansion ever.
Well, I enjoy going and do, like...
No, let me tell you what happened there. Did I tell you what happened there? So it's in San Jose, California. It's south of San Francisco. And Winchester Mansion, have you ever heard of this place?
No.
Okay, so crazy old lady Winchester. She was the spouse of the guy who created the Winchester rifles. She was convinced that the ghosts of the people who were killed by her husband's rifles were after her.
Oh.
So she used her husband, her late husband's entire fortune to build this house that's kind of a monstrosity. So she had the seance room at the front of the house, and she would have seances and then she would go tell the architects what to build. So she had things like stairways going to nowhere, like a door that opens out to nothing, this huge rambling house that goes all over the place. And it was huge. It was like 3, 4, 5 stories or whatever. And then the Great San Francisco earthquake knocked a bunch of it down. So now it's just this great big historic mansion. So you can go on tours there. And it's like the coolest place we went when we went on vacation to Monterey. But, so we went there. It was me and Charlotte and Jesse and Sindel and Elias. And we get about halfway through the tour. And then and as we keep going, Elias starts getting paler and paler and paler. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like, Mom, I'm going to puke. And so I told the guide. And so she went, I'm not kidding, she had a cupboard in the wall and she opened it and pulled out a puke bag and handed it to Elias. And he was violently ill until I took him back outside, got him a Sprite, sat him down, and he was fine. And I said, does this happen very often? They're like, oh yeah, it happens all the time. People get so overwhelmed in here. And then he puked that one time and he was fine. Just fine the entire rest of the day.
Oh.
So, sometimes things like that happen in Victorian houses with little circulation, or it could have been ghosts. But
What did he say it was?
He said he felt something on the stairs. He wasn't sure. But it freaked him out a lot. So we missed most of the tour. But for an empath, that might have been something a little more. I don't know. Nobody else felt anything, just Elias.
Well, I enjoy going on haunted tours and stuff like that. Like I did the San Carlos Hotel. I've also stayed there, and I love St. Michael's in Prescott. Like,
what do they say is at the San Carlos Hotel? I've only heard that there's kids laughing.
There's a bunch of stuff. Like, it's just a long line of things. You have to... Sorry if you heard that. I just hit a pillow. There's stuff always happening there. There's a woman that killed herself by the pool, I think. Just a lot of shit. And then also, like, the Westward Ho. The shit, I went there, my ex used to work there, because she used to work with the elderly, and she had a couple clients in there, because now it's an old folks home. I don't know if it still is, actually. Should check that out. But it's beautiful when you walk in there, the grand ballroom. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then they have the underground walkways under downtown Phoenix because of the, what do you call it, when the alcohol was banned?
Prohibition.
Mm-hmm. And all the famous people would be there, and so they had to bring the alcohol and shit up. We have a lot of history downtown, and, like, I don't think they do those tours anymore. They did back in the 90s. Probably don't.
They have them. They've been advertising them on Facebook this whole...
The underground tour? I doubt.
No, not the underground tour. I didn't even know Phoenix had an underground.
Mm.
Okay, so the lady in the San Carlos Hotel, her name is Leon Jensen. She died on May 7th, 1928 by jumping off the roof. It had only been open 6 weeks. She was heartbroken after being jilted by her lover.
May 7th, our anniversary.
It is. What do you know? And then there's young boys who've also been reported to run through the halls. And it was built on the site of the first elementary school in Phoenix. That's where it was. And then there's an old water well still operating in the basement. So.
I've been down.
And they say that the Indians used to worship the god of learning on that spot. So maybe that's why it was a school. So I'm reading out of a book that I got in the 90s. I got it from the library so much that I knew exactly where it was, called the National Directory of Haunted Places. And so it goes through state by state, city by city, all the different places that are haunted. I love that book. I read it cover to cover, probably.
The National Registry of
Haunted Places. It was in the nonfiction section of the library when I was a little girl. And at Glendale Public Library, I could probably still walk to the shelf where it is.
If it's
still set up the same, yeah.
The one right there in downtown Glendale?
Yeah, next to Square Ranch Park.
I'm talking about the one right downtown.
No, that's Velmatique.
Glendale.
That's Velmatique. The Glendale Public Library, because this is my neck of the woods. This is my neighborhood. The Velmatique is in downtown, and then Saguaro Ranch Park is right next door to the Glendale Public Library. And it's a big one with the copper roof.
Next to Jose.
And it's right next to the big, huge fire department. Right next to GCC.
I've been to Saguaro.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're talking about right now.
That's okay.
Because it's nighttime and I get sleepy because I take my medicine.
I didn't take any tonight.
Good, because you could be fucking awake right now.
So, have you been to the hotel in Jerome?
No, but I did walk the streets of Jerome a very long time ago.
Yeah. Well, we need to go back. I love Jerome. And it does say that the Grand Hotel is haunted. And the Phelps Dodge Mine.
Yeah, they had the Phelps Dodge, what do you call it? Tour. Ghost tour.
Yeah. The only place in Phoenix listed in this book is the San Carlos Hotel. They have the Hotel Vendome in Prescott.
That's where I was going to stay a few years ago. By myself, because nobody wanted to go with me. I didn't end up going.
Sunset Crater, Superstition Mountains.
St. Michael's is in Prescott.
Tombstone. They have the Aztec House. Big Nose Kate, the Birdcage Theater. All sorts of places. Yeah. So have you ever heard of the Whaley House?
Whaley? Not Waverly?
No. The Whaley House in San Diego.
Yes, that's the one that's right on in downtown.
Near Old Town San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say that's the most #1 haunted place in America. Though I went on a ghost tour in San Diego, and I don't think so.
It is.
There's
My family has gone, and we have pictures.
Your pictures? Oh, my kids would be super interested to see those. Because we took them on the ghost tour. There's some really interesting stories. There's apparently a park somewhere in San Diego where they just moved the tombstones. The bodies are still there.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then we went to the Whaley House and we took like a ton of pictures, and the kids got super into it. But we didn't see anything.
Maybe you didn't see anything because none of you guys are empaths.
Well, maybe we should go with you.
You sure about that? You ready for that whole world to open up?
I am ready for that whole world to open up.
Then you fucking better have some holy water and fucking get ready to bless me.
So have you ever been to the Casey Moore's Oyster House out in Tempe?
No.
No, they say that's haunted too. Though La Casa Viejo felt more haunted when I went there. We went to the spaghetti company together. You said that was haunted.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't.
And something happened to one of my friends that I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. There's so many people that I know that have because we all hung out back downtown back in the day. That's where our first home usually, and so a lot of my friends applied for jobs at the spaghetti factory. One of them I remember was working there. She said it was just creepy. Like they put you in the basement to fucking watch the videos and all that stuff, and she just felt like she was locked in there, and it was just too much for her to handle. And she ended up getting out and not going back at all.
So what do you think ghosts are?
I think they're spirits that are stuck on Earth.
Can we make them go away?
If you tell them to leave.
They say go the light?
That's not. That's all movies.
That's Poltergeist. I heard a story today about the John Benet Ramsey house. About seeing, I don't know if it was bullshit or not, but it was on TimeSuck. And they were talking about, he was like a contractor or something that was at that house. And he said that house is creepy in and of itself because it all has all these small little rooms and you have to go through one room to get to another and so forth. And he said that his crew one day called him and said they're not going back in the house. And he's like, why aren't you going in the house? And they're like, we saw a little blonde girl in there. There's no way we're going back in there.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just on the podcast. It's that time of year for shit like that to happen. What do they call the creepy stories now? Creepypasta?
I don't know.
Yeah. But I spent a year thinking about what scared me and then writing a short story about it every day for a year.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah, everybody dies.
Everybody always dies in your shit.
Hey.
Actually, no.
This whole month, nobody's died.
I'm so proud of you.
You just have superpowers.
Yes. I'm proud of you. Nobody's dying.
Nope. Lady could have died today. I could have had her choke on a goldfish in her throat.
Jesus, baby.
I didn't, though.
That's good. And you didn't murder somebody in your stuff. Well, we didn't end up doing the fucking, counting the pens and stuff. This weekend was a little much. If you heard Shot About It, Season 1, Episode 5, you heard us talking with our friends, and we were pretty intoxicated with our shots and our beers. It was a good time, though.
It was a good time.
And then Saturday we...
Recovered.
No, we didn't. Well, you were fucking